G'day Knuckleheads, Uncle Knackers here. Well, I'm now at the stage of installing my skirting boards or my baseboards. So I thought now would be a great time to do a quick tutorial on how to install your baseboard with a skirting board on a nice straight run with one corner. Very easy to do, so let's do it. Now the first thing you need to do is to find out where your studs are along this particular wall. And the reason for that is that you want to nail your skirting board or your baseboard into those studs. It makes this much more secure. I've been fortunate enough in that when I built this wall, I marked on the slab where my studs were. But if you haven't got that luxury, tap along the wall with your hand until you hear a sound change. Like that. You get a nail and tap it into the wall just to check that there is a stud there. And there is. And make sure when you insert that nail that it's below the height of your skirting board. That way the hole won't be seen once the skirting board's on. So we've found all our studs and we've marked on our wall where they are. The next thing you need to do is to measure from the end of the wall up to the edge of that door architrave. Okay, now to cut this piece at 4 meters 161. Let's do it. That's beautiful. Now before we nail this in place, I just want to run a bead of liquid nails down the top edge and in the centre of this board. Because between the studs, the baseboard or skirting board can still kind of flap a little bit. So by putting some liquid nails on there, when that dries, this will fit up hard up against that wall and it won't move. And now just a few dots in the middle, like that. That's it. Now before we nail this baseboard or skirting board in place, let's move that to one side. On the corner of our drywall or our plasterboard, there's a bit of a recess. And if you put your board up against that wall and nail it in, the board's going to kick in because it follows that recess. So to keep that board out a little bit, I just nail a little clout down the bottom, just on top of your floor. Like this. And leave that slightly proud. So if you ran a level or a straight edge down this face, it'll finish up on the face of that clout. That way, when the board gets pushed against the wall, it's going to sit straight. Now we can put the board on. Now with your nail gun, find those studs and put a nail in the top of the skirting board or baseboard and at the base. And also one in the middle of those studs, but down the bottom. And just work your way along. Like I said, that is just too easy. Now let's get that internal corner all sorted out. Now you might be wondering why I've just cut a square end into that corner. Most people, or a lot of people, say just cut 2 45s like that, and you've got yourself a nice corner. The reason why that doesn't work is that because at these corners, once that mud goes down, they're never exactly 90 degrees. So when you put these in, like that, one either kicks in or kicks out, and you finish up putting a lot of cork in that crack. And after a while that cork does crack and looks terrible. The proper way to do an internal corner is to do a process called coping. And don't panic, a lot of people panic about it, but it's really simple, and I'll show you how to do it. Now, cope is a corner like that. And what happens is, this piece fits over like that. And you finish up with a corner that doesn't move and it fits perfectly. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how to do a coped corner. The first thing you need to do is cut an open 45-degree cut on the face of your skirting board or your baseboard. So get your drop saw and spin it around to 45 and lock it off. With that in place, make your cut. And there you have an open 45-degree angle. It's not closed, it's open. Now all you need to do is flip your board over like that, and then reposition your saw back to straight or back to 0 degrees, like that. Now with this board turned over, all you have to do is run a cut with your saw down that straight line until you get to your first angle, which is right there. You can see now that we've run that saw along that line and we've finished it at the angle of the baseboard or skirting board. Now all you need to do is to get yourself one of these. It's called a coping saw. It's got a very fine blade. Can you see it? It's pretty fine and it's great for cutting around corners. So you'll need one of these to do a coped corner. You can start the cut anywhere you like, but personally I like to start from the top and then work my way down that line and come out at the end. And we also want to do a slight undercut with our coping saw. We don't want this to be a perfectly square edge. We want it to be kicked back a bit so this line here becomes a leading edge. So we start at the front here at the top, a little bit of a cut, and just follow the line back to here. And there we have it. There's our cut, and you can see how I've done a bit of a back cut off that line, and that's so this becomes a leading edge and it'll be a nice sharp finish. Let's go and fit it. With that skirting board or baseboard now glued up, I also run a bead of PVA down that inside corner. Just like that. With this skirting board now ready to be installed, I'll show you how good the coped corner can look. Now check this out. That fits over the other board absolutely beautifully. Now that's how an internal corner should be done, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Beautiful. So there you have it, the basic installation of a straight run of skirting board or baseboard with an internal corner. Great tip, Knackers! Pretty simple, wasn't it? And as per usual, a big thumbs up is greatly appreciated. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button for more handy tips. Alrighty, I better get stuck into it and put some more skirting boards down. tea. So till next time, I'm out of here. Cheers.